worked a lot of terrible low-wage jobs, and they have those weird expectations at those jobs where they expect me to care. And it's like, first of all, you're paying me minimum wage. You're just lucky I'm not stealing stuff. In front of you, know? I mean, because you don't pay me enough to live, so things will go missing. Just letting you know.
Hello. Hi, everybody. My name is Chris Adams. Thank you for listening to Misunderstanding All You See. This is a show where I usually talk about positive things because I've experienced it myself. I've experienced extreme negatives and extreme positives in life, and that is why I am doing this. I'm not doing this for money because there's no money. Well, there could be, I don't know, someday, but I don't really care about money. I just want people to be happier, and I legitimately think that I've discovered things that work for me, and I think maybe they can possibly work for you. Today I'm talking about self-doubt because I've had a lot of it over my career. I've had low moments and high moments, and I've been the worst person at selling myself in comedy. I know that I'm a good comic because every time I perform, audience members come up to me and go, "Man, you were amazing." But getting people to know that, to book me, I've never been good at. I had some self-doubt the other day, and I talked to my buddy, Jeremy Paul, who's an amazing comedian. I know that because I used to produce a show at the Hollywood Improv on a Sunday night at 10 p.m. They gave me the worst slot because I was a nobody, which is fine. And I filled that place pretty much every week. Not week, it was every month. But every month I packed it out. Sunday at 10, people came out and liked the comics that I'd put up. And Jeremy Paul was one of the comics that I knew was amazing. Nobody else seems to know, but but he's one of the best comics I've ever seen. And every time he goes up, people are like, "Whoa!" Blown away. So I knew I could talk to him about doubt because we're both two talented comedians that people just don't know about, which is fine. But it does get to me at times, and I was like, man, I'm not getting all these shows, and I would love to be able to get up more. I wish people knew that I was good, just so that I could work. I don't even really care that much about, I don't need to be famous. I just want to work, damn it. And he goes, yeah, I know what it's like, but the way I overcame the doubt was I learned, like, no, I've got a lot of things going for me right now. And I need to just work harder and be better at self-promotion and just get over my fear of people going, why are you, why are you doing all this stuff? And I'm like, well, because I'm really talented. I'm just trying to show people, regular people that will come to my shows, that I am talented. And so actually, let's take care of a little business. I was wrong the other day when I said that I had a show on the 3rd. It was actually the 4th, but let's get to some business. Tonight, I'm going to be on this show. It's Friday Comedy Nights in Boyle Heights. Please come out. I'm going to do just a 5-minute set, but it's going to be a lot of fun. That's over at 2026 East 1st Street in L.A., in Boyle Heights, History Studio. So please come out to that. That'll be fun. A lot of amazing comics are going to be on that. And then March 4th at 8 p.m., I will be at Insomniac Cafe for the Writer's Block show where I get to riff. And the last time I did that show, it was fun because I was riffing so well that that people thought I wrote the jokes. And I'm like, no, I'm just really good at this. So please come out to that. And then on the 15th, I'm going to be at the Comedy Store with Eddie Ift, a good man that, well, maybe he's not good to everybody, but he's been good to me. So, that's how a lot of people in comedy are. And on the 18th, I'm going to be at Therapeutic Noise. That is in Long Beach on Broadway. I forget the exact address, but I'll have that next time. So please come out to anything. See me live because I guarantee you're going to have a good time. Ask anybody that has seen me live. It's pretty fun. Overcoming doubt is the thing I wanted to talk about here because, again, comedy is one of those things that I know, and it's I think what helps me a little bit and where I've been able to succeed in a difficult industry is that I have a lot of different skills. So, I've been a good editor for a while, and because I do stand up and because I understand it on a deep level, I've been a really good editor for stand up comedy. Everyone that's ever worked with me is like, wow, you get comedy. You just understand it on a deeper level. And I'm like, well, yeah, I do it, and I do it at a pretty good level myself. And so editing for others, I see the rhythm and the momentum. And so when I have doubt, my strategy is to work through it and to figure out a solution. The worst moment, and also realizing I've overcome really bad moments that are way worse than anything in my career. I'll give you a quick example. My mother passed away on December 28th, 1992. That was 3 days after the first Christmas that she was sober, the first Christmas where we had an apartment to ourselves. I had my own room. I had a dog and a cat. The first time life felt stable for me living with my mom, because my mother was always on heroin before that. And before that, I remember yelling at her at a methadone clinic, being like, I hate you because you are always on heroin, And you gotta, in order to get over these difficult moments in life, you have to realize that you are stronger than and there's always a solution. So for myself, I was depressed that I wasn't getting on shows, and then I realized, no, it's a slow process. Like, people don't just hand you something because you're funny. You have to prove it to them, because that's just how everyone is. No one cares about you personally unless they know you personally. That's the only other thing. But you have to just earn it. And yes, it's frustrating, especially if you already are good at something, but you can overcome it, Like, I got over I didn't get over, because you never get over the death of a parent, but I've worked through that. And that was the hardest thing to learn to work through. It took me decades and many years, and it still hurts many times just thinking about it. But if you understand the value of the negative, you can overcome it. So the value, it's really painful that my mother died, but the value of it, as I looked at the positives of our life together, we had many great moments despite being in these extreme situations. Like, I laughed a lot genuinely with her. She taught me to read. She taught me to treat people with respect. Don't judge them by how they appear. Judge them by how they treat you. She taught me morality. She taught me so many good things that, yes, it was sad that she passed, but it also made me focus in on the positives that we had together more than the negatives. And if I could do that with the death of my mother, what is comedy really going to do to me, right? These are a bunch of broken people anyway, and I know that I have a lot of talent that not everybody has. Like, I know how to produce a podcast. I know how to edit comedy. I know how to I'm learning how to self-promote. I'm figuring out so many solutions to things that I'm like, I got over the worst thing in my life, not over it completely, because you never are over a death of a family member. But if I can get through that, I can figure out the comedy game, And so I'm really hoping that I can bring something positive to other people's lives, because I truly believe what I'm saying, because as I said, I've experienced a lot in my short life already, more so than I think a lot of people. Not everybody, because I know everybody has something tragic in their life, and I think that you should look on that with not joy, but reverence. You should look on that and say, "Hey, that has taught me something," and never be afraid of that. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful night or a wonderful day. Whew.